You here with a mission, sir? Trying to get me back in the world?
Trying to save it.
What are you asking me to do?
One of my favorite moments in the movie is you actually have a quick moment with Sam Jackson where you say, what are you asking me to do? And he says, well, what are you prepared to do? And I thought that was a great little back and forth. So I was wondering, you come into a movie like this, there's so much pressure, so much anticipation. What is the difference between what you were asked to do versus what you were prepared to do?
I'm a bit of a sheep in that regard. I think I was sort of, tell me where to stand and I'll do it, and off we went, and that seemed to, I mean, when you, with a film like this, my brain certainly aren't going to outdo Joss and his wit and humour, and so you kind of, you rely on someone like that to steer you in the right direction, and thankfully we had someone as knowledgeable of these characters in this world as him. I wouldn't want to take on that pressure.
No, God no, God no. But I think all of us were prepared to do anything, whatever's necessary, whatever's asked. Because,
sing, dance.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the musical version of the
Yeah,
event.
if that's what they're called for.
Wear ridiculous costumes.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll do it. But that's I think in order for this to work, everyone had to go in there with their egos in check and be ready to be a part of a team and do whatever's necessary.
Doctor, we need you to come in.
What if I say no?
I'll persuade you.
It's interesting because we have someone who is new to the group, and then someone who is has been in one of the films before. What would you say is the biggest advantage that he has by being new, and what's the biggest advantage that she has by having been here before?
She kind of, I had the advantage that I had her to kind of show me the ropes. She was very at ease. I was very nervous, and
yes, I mean,
wasn't I?
Actually, you were so nervous, like a disaster.
And she would sing to me. We'd sing.
Yeah, we sang little
Really?
games.
Yeah, play acting, here I am today. Play acting, watch everybody, let's play.
Anyway, we do that a lot.
Yeah.
And, the thing is, Mark is such a bum. He
Ham.
would come on the set and he would do this, like, I'm a disaster. I'm, like, fumbling.
I'm falling
disaster.
apart.
He was, like, nervous. How do you
I
do
was
this?
like
The
that.
pressure. I'm dying. I'm wrong. I can't believe they cast me. And then all of a
There's
sudden the movie
another better actor
There's
available.
another actor available. And then all of a sudden the movie came out and I was like, you stole the whole movie. You bastard.
That's how Bruce Banner was feeling, though, I realized.
Just
He
an
was like,
actor
what am I
thing.
doing here? What am I doing?
actor
I didn't
thing
steal
to
the
do.
movie. She's just being
Oh,
nice to me.
oh.
War has started. And we are hopelessly outgunned.
Director Fury, I think it's time.
You ever come to Houston?
Occasionally.
I have a very comfortable fold-out couch, so you ever come through, just saying, Mr. Jackson, I got you covered. As the director of S.H.I.E.L.D., obviously you have so many responsibilities, and you have to, people look to you as a leader. Thinking about all the amazing directors you've worked with, which director most kind of represented that idea of like the leader, the person that everyone followed, the person that had the most responsibility?
Well, actually, Joss was that. I mean, he created a pretty interesting scenario, and his understanding of the genre makes this film kind of special and unique in that way. And we kind of had to follow his map closely. All depends. Sometimes you actually have a thing in your mind that you want to do, and you're okay doing it, and the director accepts it. Sometimes you have this thing you want to do, and the director wants to do it a different way, and you have to explain to him, well, that doesn't connect with this, that, or the other. So you connect the dots. And then there are times when you think something's going to be done on a stage somewhere, a CGI, and you end up doing it for real. You go, wait a minute, we're really going to do that?
Right.
It's kind of like in Long Kiss Goodnight when Gina Davis not going to this ice thing, from jump out of a window into the ice, and we said, okay, so we'll jump out the window and then we'll go in the studio and they'll put us in a pool with some paraffin. And then one day they came to us and said, we found the perfect place. We cut a hole in the ice and it's going to be beautiful. The city's behind you. Go, wait a minute, we're actually going in.
Right, I'm not understanding. Yeah,
lake.
right, exactly.
It's minus 37 degrees today.
How desperate are you? And you call on such lost creatures to defend you.
You have made me very desperate.
So I gotta say, one of the things I really love about Loki in this movie is the fact that he doesn't fail to remind people that he is a god. Like, you may be the Hulk, you may be Iron Man, but I'm a god. So I'm wondering, as the man who plays Loki, when you're in line at Starbucks, what keeps you from being like, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Loki. Like, I should be at the front of the line.
The fact that that would be like a horrendous and appalling thing to do.
Because I would do that.
Would you really? No, you wouldn't.
I might.
I don't believe that you would. You look far too nice to arrogate yourself to that level.
Whenever you found out that Loki was going to have a bigger part in the Avengers, did you look back at your role in Thor and wish you'd done anything differently to prepare for that or to adjust for that?
No, actually, I didn't. Because I think it was really sort of I sort of have to take my hat off to Kenneth Branagh here, because we built the character together, and what I love is that in a way, what I did in Thor has given me so much freedom in Avengers, because anyone who wants to know why Loki is such a bad guy and so menacing and so destructive and angry, can just sort of check back in and watch Thor and go, oh, I see.
It makes sense.
Because he's adopted, and he was, his whole life is a lie, and he found out very, very late in his life that he was this monster, cast out, left in the cold, abandoned, and then taken into his adopted family. And it's nice because it gave me a chance to, Thor is all about Loki's heartbreak. Like, his heart is broken, and by the Avengers, the heartbreak is hardened into this kind of scar on the inside, on the outside, and it gave me a kind of amazing springboard, and Joss too. Like, because Joss really loved Thor, and he said it gives me the best springboard into making you terrifying.
And that was what was really interesting, is I found myself really sympathizing still with Loki, because I remembered everything that had happened in Thor. Thinking about all the great villains that are out there in movies, which villain do you most sympathize with?
I always thought Alan Rickman in Die Hard was awesome.
Really?
Yeah,
I love him in that movie.
Yeah. You're just, because he's so charming and he's so funny, and so I always wondered what would be like if if Bruce Willis didn't kick him out the window at the end. Yeah.
It's called the Avengers Initiative.
I thought I didn't qualify. Apparently I'm, what is it, volatile, self-obsessed, and don't play well with others.
I think they need a timeout.
Thank you very much. If I could get a two-shot.
Bring the lights down a point on his
He's
side.
like a Ken doll, this one.
Thank you. Thank you. It's all downhill from there. I got crap questions. This is no. Seriously, guys. Thank you
Hold
for.
on, they're getting set.
Oh, no worries.
No, don't start. We won't tell you when you start. We
Okay.
don't want to take up any of your time with us talking about how handsome you are.
No, what? Hey, that's 4 minutes of that. I'm good with that.
If they penalize people for the time that Kobe hit on them,
Yeah, we would be here all day.
okay.
If
Everyone
I
would
could
be
go back to
here
my
for
friends and
about
tell them
an
Robin
hour.
Scherbatsky hit on me,
Yeah, go for it.
I think I will.
'Cause
You
it's
can send that
true.
text right now, my friend.
I
It's
think
true.
I
He's
think
about to
I
reach
might.
across there, and I'm gonna have to leave.
All right. But I watch you guys, and I love you guys in this movie, and I'm seeing you guys like you do all these action sequences. But then it makes me wonder, like, what do they do on a Thursday? Like, whenever they're going home and like do they go to the movies? Like, do they go
We're
to
in the
Taco
gym.
Bell? Yeah, but just like the character, like, do you guys come up like with backstories for the characters of like what they're doing when they're not working? Like, what is their normal life?
You know, I actually thought about that a few times on set, because I wondered what we did. Like, did we hang out? Is there a bar on the helicarrier? Do we go get like a pint after a long day flying
tell
that
you?
thing? Yeah.
There's a very nice bar in the helicarrier.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
You want
Swanky.
to go there? Swanky, I wouldn't say.
No.
It's a little bit like the bar in Star Wars.
But they got some really good scotch.
The Mos
Absolutely.
Eisley's bar.
We've got a few people we brought in through the Tesseract, like the bartender.
Yeah,
he has
yeah,
like
yeah.
91 arms.
Yeah.
I like that. See, because it made me wonder, because there's a great scene with you and Thor where you're like talking to the machine, and you make a comment about like, oh, like you're not regulated to have these equipment or something. You're not allowed to have these
when
weapons.
they front off with the destroyer.
Yeah, and I was just thinking like,
It's funny you say that. That was a key scene to me because I love the way they wrote it. I always am learning about Agent Coulson whenever I get a new script.
Right.
And the fact that there's this gigantic, like, titanium S&M robot with fire coming out of his face in the middle of the desert, and Coulson's like, I'm sorry, do you have a license?
Right.
What is this? Is this Stark technology? It just makes me feel like what he must see
Right, yeah.
in any
Who is
given
this
week
guy? Yeah.
is so shocking.
exactly.
We're not a team. We're a time bomb.
It was interesting following you guys making this movie and hearing what all the different rumors were of everything that you're going to have in there. So I was wondering, as a director, what was the most interesting rumor you heard about your movie that just was completely and totally false?
Well, apparently Spider-Man appears in it.
I heard that too. I heard Spider-Man. I heard Wolverine was going to be in it.
I know. I didn't hear that one.
Oh yeah, that's what the rumor was, that the extra scene was going to be. So whenever you hear those rumors, do you think like, damn, that might have been a cool idea?
Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah, you know what? Everybody in the pool.
Oh yeah, come on, let's go.
You know, at some point, I just broke. There's so many heroes. I'm like, I don't care. Everybody. Scott Pilgrim. Scott Pilgrim. You could be in the movie too. You're in a comic.
That'd be great. Yeah. So speaking of that, have you thought about? I mean, I know the movie hasn't even come out yet, and I hate to ask this, but have you thought about the future? Have you thought about who you might want to throw in when Avengers 2 comes around?
You know, it's something we do in our armchairs for fun. So, you know, it would be cool. You know, it would be cool. I haven't really. You know, I mean, we just finished this movie. I couldn't be more tired.
Right. I can imagine.
You know, I'm gonna rest on this one laurel for a little bit before I even think about whether I could ever do this again.
This is nothing we were ever trained for.
The most interesting thing about the Avengers is that every character is so different and everyone brings something different to the table. And you've played so many cool characters in the past. If you could take one of the past characters you've played, throw them into the Avengers and see how they interact and see what that person brings to the table, which character would it be?
I guess the one character that would fit into this would be Elijah from Unbreakable.
Nice. I would like to see how he would. Yeah. Would he be the villain? Would he take on the Avengers? You think?
Probably. Yeah.
That would be incredible. I'd like to see how he interacts. I'd also like to see how Jules interacts with everyone.
Right. So if I play Thor again and I bring in like Captain Kirk.
Right.
Yeah, there you go.
Right.
Oh, he'd be handy.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd like to see how he interacts with everyone.
He'd be handy.
Or something, you know,
yeah.
with those.
He'd give Cap a run for his money.
He would.
I'll say the Human Torch. Why
Nice.
not?
Oh,
I'm
that's
sure he'd
interesting.
fit in. You know, youthful jousting and
right.
Little fire never hurts. Yeah.
Right.
Oh my God, I played so not badass. I'm like, perhaps Greet from 1556.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yes, she could chop vegetables for the Avengers.
That would be more your
yes,
your
and
version.
clean the
of it.
bidet.
I'm like an agrosexual. I could chop down a tree and plant tomatoes and also cry.
Yeah, cry
Nice.
on cue.
Yeah.
See that's the edition I would like to see the Avengers.
Cry on cue.
Right?
Yeah. I think Natalie can cry. I call her
Right,
Natalie. It's
right.
okay. Natasha can.
Right.
I know she
on
can.
cue. Yeah, she's a big old.
She's like a super actress.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
really what
See
she
that?
is.
Can you do? You can do
It's
it.
kind of the
What,
perfect
cry on
part
cue?
for
Can you
you.
cry-
Yeah,
can
she
you cry on
can.
cue?
Oh yeah, I've seen her do it.
Hold on, let me just get it up. Let me get it up there.
right.
There
Wait,
it
what are you
is.
paying me? What are you paying
Love and
me?
affection.
Just our love.
Ah, forget it. No, what?
Guys, I'm bringing the party to you.